Hey, welcome back to my channel. This video is all about the ins and outs of adding a basement suite. We are going to check out someone's place who is currently in the midst of doing so, some things that he's gone through, some suggestions, what it looks like. So let's go have a chat. When we first come into the house, so this is where you would go downstairs. That is the basement door to the far left. Right there is the garage, and that right there is the wall that he's thinking about moving to completely close this off. That bathroom right now is going to have access to everything. So yeah, this is where we're going to go down into the basement suite. Come have a look with me. Again, this is going through all of the permits, so it's going to be a legal basement suite, okay? Big differences between a legal and an illegal basement suite, things we will talk about. So here he's going to put a pocket sliding door. That's going to be the shared laundry area, just right there to the left. And then this, of course, is the basement suite. So as you can tell, big windows. This style would be more of like a studio style setup, because if you were to close this off, let's say right there, this would have to be the bedroom for it to be legal, because the window has to be in the bedroom. This here is going to be the kitchen area. All of that's been roughed in. So he's done all of this himself. Right here, the piping, for it to be legal, they come and they check all of this. This needs to have a certain angle of slope for it to be up to code. Same with the electrical here. He's left it all open because they're coming to have a look to make sure everything is up to code. Same with, that's why, as you can see down through there, all of that's up. This here is going to be the bathroom. Again, he has done all of this, so they'll come and they'll look at the angling of the piping, make sure that it is at the certain degree that it needs to be, up to code again. And here he had switched where the drainage was. It was there, and he had to move it over to here. So if you were doing this, if this was contracted out, that might be a cost that could come up that wasn't in the initial estimate. So those are just things to keep in mind, right? You never know what's going to come up. Same with the code boxes. All of this needs to be open so that they can come and give you the check of approval. So yeah, this is the layout. He's done a great job, honestly. Again, he has done everything himself. He's gone through it all. He was talking about how the electrical coding had changed a little bit. So these are all things that you, if you're doing it by yourself or the contractor, would have to do. Right through there, he's going to put some nice built-in shelving. Yeah, it's honestly fantastic. I was super impressed when I came down. I was like, what? You did this all yourself? All right, well, we're going to have a little chat with him, so stick around. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. First and foremost, thank you so much for having us come into your home and check out the progress you have made. So far, it is looking fabulous. He has done all of this work by himself. He is getting everything up to code. He reached out to me a few months ago asking how the process would go and next steps in order to go through adding in a legal basement suite. As some people on my channel may know, I like to focus on multi-generational living and adding in suites or having a suite already in your home, the benefits of that, what it looks like between a legal and an illegal basement suite. So if you could please just add in some of the details about what it looks like, you know, any advice you have moving forward, and yeah, just share everything with us.
Yes, well, hi, thanks for coming, by the way. Initially, a thought came to me, why not do something in the basement? The roughing for the plumbing was already there, and that's what gave me the actual push to be like, okay, let's get something going. So initially when I came, I wasn't so sure what I could get out of it, of the space. It was just empty, just unsure. And then I started really digging and started doing some research, and then eventually I came up with like a plan. And then the first thing I had was to do was to get in touch with the city and get a permit. Now, depending on where you live and your zoning, you might have different requirements, so just make sure you check into that. But then yeah, moving from there, I applied for the permit via going down to the city. I went down, spoke to them, showed them my plan, showed them what my idea was, and there was some tweaking, minor stuff like extra lights or like a carbon monoxide monitor. So yeah, and then they gave me the framing permit, which was the first one. And then once that was approved, I paid for it and I started working on the basement.
How much did you pay for that permit? Do you remember?
That one was like $3 something.
Okay.
Yeah, 300 and something bucks for the framing permit.
Any other permits that you've had to pay for so far?
Yes, actually, so far it's been a total of 3 permits. Once I completed the framing and I was satisfied with it, I moved on to the plumbing. So I had to get a plumbing permit. That one was like 100 and something bucks. And after that, I did the electrical, which was the same. I think it was like 116 for the plumbing and like maybe 111 for the electrical.
And when you buy them, do they show you all the rules, restrictions, regulations for the permit, what you need to fall under?
Yeah, so what it is like a whole, there's a My ID virtual website, and then there's a permit website also. You just go into the website, and then depending on your situation, there's different, like if you have like a garage separation, there's different ways of connecting all that stuff. So it might be different, you know what I mean, permits for like if you have like an addition, like outside suite where it's attached to your house. So it's all on the forum.
Okay, awesome. So it's all there. And then once you got those, you started work on everything. And then that's where we're at right now, right? So what are the next steps now that you've put some electrical, framing, plumbing in? What comes next?
So the next move is to actually get the work that I've done inspected. So what I have decided to do is take them step by step. I'm going to get the inspection one at a time so I can keep up with the changes. So say for instance, there's minor changes with the framing. I'll be able to do that, get it corrected, and then apply for the plumbing inspection. Fix that if there's anything, and then, slowly I'll be able to accomplish it without overwhelming myself.
That's awesome. And then so far, what would you say have there been any challenges so far, or what was something maybe a little bit easier than what you were anticipating with this whole process?
Definitely challenges, especially with the design and the space that you have already. Like structural, you don't want to necessarily move anything that's holding up the foundation. I actually had 2. I had one and one behind me on the other side. And then, another big challenge was the furnace room. How do I separate it, right? How do I design this L-shaped wall? Well, it's like a Z-shape almost. And then, with spacing, there's this pocket door that I installed here, which allows me to have the door go into a pocket rather than swinging around and losing space. So, the next challenge was overhead. So the ductworks, stuff like that. I had to frame that in, try to figure out how to carefully, hide the wires and still have enough room where it feels livable.
And what would you say was the main driving factor to putting in a basement suite into your home?
Extra income. Mortgage and everything is up with interest rates fluctuating. It's definitely a good idea to have an extra source of money coming in for sure. So definitely, I'm looking forward to getting some returns on renting it out.
And so far, you have done this yourself, so thankfully we're not having to pay anybody wages. But so far with all the materials and everything that you've put in, what would you say the cost is? And what do you think the cost will be at the end of this?
So far, I'm in about 6K. I'm assuming based on what I bought already, it's probably another maybe, another 15 to finish everything with drywalling and just doors and just, counters and stuff like that. So, I'm thinking maybe a total of maybe 20 to 25, maybe somewhere around there.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable considering that, your rent will be coming in and will help offset all of those costs. Do you think that you'll be using any programs like a HELOC, taking out some money to help cover the expenses right now, or using any of the government things that are in place for you to be able to have a tax break or anything like that? Do you think you'll access any of that?
For sure. Any money that comes in is extra money, which is always good. So yes, for sure. I'm looking forward to probably getting a HELOC, depending on how much I can push without getting one. or just to have an ELOC, right? It's always good to have money just in case you need it.
Just in case, for those rainy days.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you would say for somebody who wants to start this and get it moving and grooving? Is there any advice that you'd give them?
Yeah, definitely. Just do some research. Once you start, then it motivates you. But also, if you need me, I'm here.
We're going to put his details down below. He will have an hourly charge, but it'll be reasonable. And he has done all of this work himself. So if you do need somebody, you can reach out to me. You can reach out. We would love to help you on your journey. And we're going to check in once everything's complete. Might check in a little bit before then, once the drywall has gone up and people have come and done the inspections on what we need to do moving forward. And so stay tuned. And thanks again for having us in your home.
Yeah, see you guys around. Have a good one.